Hey, hello, hi, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. I'm Renee, and I read a lot. And you know what else I do? I journal it. I journal my reads, which I think is a thing that I invented. I don't think anybody else has reading journals or uses them, or I don't think anybody has considered the possibilities of bullet journaling when it came to journaling in general. So let me let you into kind of this new thing that I've developed and that I've been doing. It's really fun. No, I'm obviously kidding. I know that this is like a really normal thing. It actually started, I used to subscribe to, I think it was the Once Upon a Book Club book box. Because you know how they have those boxes in the United States where you can I'm sure they have them elsewhere too, but I don't feel like paying import taxes on ones that come from the States because to get things shipped to Italy, which is where I live, spoiler alert, you have to pay an extra 22% on top of whatever you paid for the product. So things cost a lot more money. I always have to add 22% in my head. Anyway, this is so beyond the point. The point is that in one of those book boxes that I used to subscribe to, I got a reading journal. And I was like, this is so fun. It's like Goodreads, but archaic. What people used to do before Goodreads was invented. I can imagine. Or I guess you just didn't really keep track of your books. That was how I did it. I was not a Goodreads person until one of my friends, my old roommate from college, was like, please, everybody get on Goodreads. And I resisted. I was like, no. But now I'm a Goodreads stan. So she was right, and I should stop just blatantly resisting things on principle. I should just stop being stubborn about stuff like that, because probably my friends aren't recommending things to me that suck, but I don't think I'm going to learn my lesson anytime soon with that. Anyway, point is that I had a book journal there, and then I ran out of pages because I only had 100 book pages, and I was like, I could buy a book journal, but you know what else I could do? Is I can make my own, because I know what I like in a book journal. I know all the stats that I want. So I started doing this, and I started self-journaling. I tried the iPad version. I'm not an iPad girly. I see those girls that are so organized, that have their lives together, that have everything on their desk set up and everything matches and it's so cute, and they have all the keys to their keyboard. I'm just now noticing one of the keys is missing from my keyboard, and I don't even know what key that would be. So the odds that my cats have been using it as a toy is 130%. So I don't think I'm ever going to see that again, which sad, but such is life, there's nothing you can do about that. Cats are going to mess with things that you don't want them to mess with, and they're going to not mess with things that you do want them to mess with. If you just saw, that was my cat. She keeps jumping on my lap the whole time I'm doing this video. I was like, Claire, you are not the star of this show. But according to Claire, she's the star of every show. So that's Clara, by the way. That's my girl cat, Clara. I had something I wanted to say, but it is gone. It is fleeting. I'm actually going to the United States tomorrow for my basketball game. That is a niche reference. I'm going for Thanksgiving. Obviously, my husband has work, and so I was going to be by myself, and my dad was like, come back to the States. I'm going to be dead honest with y'all. I have to go for a week. I haven't started packing. My flight is in 12 hours, and that doesn't include me getting to the airport or whatever. I am so anxious about it, and I don't know why. It's not like I'm going, there's going to be stuff in the States if I forget anything while packing, if I need anything while I'm there. It's not like I'm going somewhere where it's going to be difficult for me to find things. I'm going to my parents' house. If I'm missing something, I'll just take it from them. Or my sister. My sister is a great resource when it comes to... Hello, that's my cat messing with more things. My sister is a great resource when it comes to when I need something, and I can treat her closet or suitcase or whatever kind of as my own personal shopping center. Anybody with sisters should definitely relate to that. But I don't know why I'm so anxious. I cannot. I'm watching a little bit. I'm interrupting myself, self-interrupt to remark on what I'm doing. I am gluing down these little pieces of paper I cut out on my bookshelf. I just want to say, this is maybe I'm one of the only people that could make this observation. I really, really, really hate Italian glue sticks. American glue sticks are so much better. They are infinity better. They're stickier. The Italian glue sticks are somehow really liquidy. I've tried so many of them. So many. They're very liquidy without being very sticky. So they make my pages like, what would the word be? Like, they mess them up. They make them wavy. They ruin the thing that you're gluing, but they still don't stick. So you have to use really the perfect amount of glue. I feel like American glue is a lot more foolproof. It's a lot more room for error. It's definitely more designed for children. Even me as a 20-year-old, okay, I'm going to kill Claire. She's messing so much with my voiceover. I think she knows I'm leaving, so yeah, I think she knows I'm leaving, so she has to be as annoying as possible to show her displeasure, which I get. I do the same. And it does suck for them, but I do have somebody coming to watch them, so they're going to be okay. Don't worry. They're not just like going to be free roam cats. I did briefly consider leaving them outside. This is a joke before anybody reports me to the cat CPS, which I guess is just like normal CPS, like cat protective services. Seriously, they've been so desperate lately to go outside. So we have like a really tall fenced in backyard. The cats should not be able to escape out of the backyard. They can escape from a teeny tiny little opening in the front yard. So normally what I'll do is I'll bring them outside on harnesses, and the harnesses have air tags, and they're allowed to wander in the backyard where I know that they can't escape, and I'm out there keeping an eye on them. It's very, very safe, right? And normally this is fine. For months and months and months since I've moved here, they have been totally okay with this arrangement. Happy about it even. Begging to go outside. They love it. They see their harnesses come out. They know it means they're going to go outside. They love it. And I love it for them. And they love it for me for loving it for them. Lately, however, they have been working together, which I am proud of them for. What I'm not proud of them for is they have been working together to ruin my life. One of them will distract me by doing something like hopping on my lap or messing with the laundry, blah, 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 I don't know. And the other one will sneak out of the tiny opening in the front. And it is brutal, because then I'll go to get the first one and the second one will jump out, and they'll just be free roaming cats. And that happened the first time. Fool me once, shame on you. That happened the first time, and I said, you guys really got me there. You guys organized, you banded together, and you solved the problem, which is that you wanted to go on a little bit of an adventure into the neighbor's yard. It literally took me an hour to get them back. I was not happy about that in the slightest. It like postponed my run. It kind of ruined my whole day. I was sitting there crying in my yard, trying to beg them to come back with like treats and toys and stuff. 0 out of 10 would recommend. Anyway, got them inside. I said, I have to keep a much closer eye on you guys to not go in the front yard. So that's what we're going to do now. Fool me twice. Fool me once. You ain't going to fool me again. No. What's the George Bush quote? I'm pretty sure it's something like that, but I love that quote. And I love how it's in that J. Cole song. And I quote it in my head probably 40 times a day. It's one of those things that's just like chronically stuck in there. But anyway, they did. They got out again. They got out a second time, and it took another hour for them to be home. And I was like, no, you guys are done. So I've stopped letting them outside. They don't get to go in their harnesses. They don't get to go outside. If I can't trust them to stay in the yard, like, they do understand consequences, and they do understand that this is their yard. Before anybody says like, oh, they're cats, they don't understand. Yeah, they do. They enjoy pulling one over on me. They're cats. They love being mischievous. But joke's on them, because now they're stuck inside. At least until, like, I have Fede back at home with me to take them out, so that I have like 2 pairs of eyes on them. They've gotten really good, though, at escaping when I open the door just to like leave or enter the house. And they've gotten good at it with Fede too. The other day he didn't even notice he was leaving for work, and he opened the door and I saw Leo run out. So I was like, move. And he was like, what? And I was like, oh, sorry, I dropped my phone. Jesus, I'm a mess. And I was like, move, you've got to move. And he was like, what? And I ran past him, to go get Leo, because I know that as soon as that cat escapes, if he gets out of the yard, it's going to be this huge morning ruiner. And normally it's just Leo, right? Like, Leo is the fugitive. He is the, I don't know any fugitives' names, to be honest. I guess he's the Clyde part of Bonnie and Clyde. I'm going to be dead honest. I don't know much about them. People just always reference them as like, crime. Why can't I say that word? Hello, am I okay? People always reference them as a crime duo. I know nothing about them, but he's normally the one I have to worry about. Claire is a little bit lazier. She doesn't care as much, so I don't have to worry about her. I'm rocking with her because she's rocking with me. No, absolutely not. They said, not today, ma'am. And they both lately have been just doing whatever they can. If I open the door for 1 second to go outside, they will follow me. And to the backyard is the worst, because the backyard has a screen door that you should be able to close to stop bugs, people, cats from getting into and out of that area, because it's not like a regular door. It's a very Italian door. So the door doesn't have like a handle on the outside. You can only get into it on the inside. And so when you close it and you go into the backyard, like you walked out through it, it doesn't like stay closed because there's no like handle or latch the way that there is with an like American door that closes, It's just like, it's just there. It doesn't latch into the other door. So the cats, the fugitives that they are, can put their paw behind it and open it. We've tried a million things with like ropes and suction cups on the doors to try and stop this. Does not work. I have to sneeze. 1 second, please. We've tried a bunch of stuff with like ropes and whatever on the doors, like suction cups, to stop them. It doesn't work. They don't care. They will just pull harder until the rope inevitably comes off. Like the suction cup is going to come off the door before they stop pulling. So it doesn't work, right? And so we should have this screen door to stop this, right? No, the cats, being cats and being the fugitives that they are, actually managed to break the screen door, and they can walk like underneath the screen, between where the screen, like they took where the screen meets the frame and they just destroyed it. So now they can get outside that way too. So if I have to get into the backyard, I have to leave the front door, close it behind me, watching that the cats don't get out, walk all the way around to the backyard and like take care of whatever I need to take care of, which normally the whole reason I'm usually going back there is laundry, which if you know anything about laundry, so here in Italy, people don't really have dryers. People hang their laundry to dry, which I love. I thought I was going to hate it. I was like, come on, we live in the 21st century. We can get dryers and not have to do peasant chores. No, I was so wrong. It is actually so nice to like have your laundry air dry in the sun. It doesn't take hardly any time at all when it's sunny. It probably takes like a few hours for the laundry to dry. And the laundry itself comes out so nice and not wrinkled and not shrunken. And it's kind of like a really relaxing thing that you like. It's a chore, so you have to do it, but it's not a bad chore to go like hang the laundry on the line. I actually really enjoy it. I like putting on my audiobook and like spending 20 minutes hanging up laundry, because like I'm relaxing. I'm listening to an audiobook or a podcast, but I'm also doing something I have to do. So I'm like checking off a task on my list. No, I absolutely love it. I think everybody should hang dry their laundry. But my point is that laundry is heavy, right? And kind of cumbersome depending on how much laundry I have. And when I've got it all in the basket and I'm trying to like open the front door with one hand or like in or out and like watch for the cats and bring it all into the backyard, it is kind of a hassle. None of this matters to you people at all, but I'm just expressing my frustration with my cats, mostly because they're the things that I see around me right now. And it's easier to focus on my cats when I'm leaving than anything else I have to do, because I don't know about anybody else, but whenever I'm leaving for a trip, I should be back by the time this video is posted, so it doesn't present a security risk, because that is scary. Telling the internet you're leaving your house, I feel like, is a really bad idea. So I'm only going to tell you guys that I'm back home. So do not fret, and also do not break into my house, because I really would not like that. But also, I'll be here, so that's going to be awkward for all of us if you show up and I am still in this house. Like, hello, what are you doing here? I could ask you the same question. So no, do not fret. But what I was going to say is I get so stressed whenever I'm leaving for a trip because I feel like I need to leave the house in really nice order. And it maybe makes sense when you're coming back to like the same house that you left. So if you don't have pets or guests or whatever, because then you come back, everything's nice, everything's clean, whatever. You don't have to do anything. You can relax from your vacation, which is a real thing. And I will fight people on that. But it doesn't make much sense when you have like cats running around, because no matter how much I clean the house, it's going to get gross and dirty again because there's going to be cat fur. They might vomit, whatever. Like, they're cats. They do cat things. So it's not worth, like, for a whole week that they're just running around, it's not worth me trying to pick up the whole house beforehand, right? But then in the same vein, do I want it to be, like, let's say that the cats make it 30% messy and it's 30% messy right now, then I'm going to get back into 60% messy, which is harder to clean than 30% messy if I made it 0% messy right now. Which, it like, shouldn't even be my main concern. My main concern should be packing. But it is. I feel like I focus on the least important things when I have something important to do and I have a deadline. Like, I'm sitting here talking to my camera for a video that who knows how many people are going to watch, like 20, 40? And my suitcase is just sitting there like, are you going to pack me? But that's the other thing. I don't know what to do. I don't know if I have a bag to pack or not, like a big bag, a checked-in bag. I literally called the airline today and I was like, hey, do I have a checked-in bag? And they're like, no, we can't tell you that. And I was like, why not? Is it secret? Like, is this a state secret? Does the fate of nations depend on if you can tell me if I have a checked bag or not? I was like, well then, like, and also, if you can't tell me, then who can? You're the airline. You guys are the people that determine it. Like, you can just make a decision, yes or no. But they're like, no, I can't tell you that. They're like, you might have to pay to check it in. And I was like, if I pay to check it in, how much will it be? They're like, we can't tell you that either. And I was like, is there anything you can tell me? Like, what are we doing here? I feel like I'm going crazy. Like, how do I solve this problem? Somebody put me in contact with somebody that I can solve this problem, right? But they can't. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, do I risk it, pack a checked bag, show up to the airport, and they're like, that'll be 300 euros to bring that to the States. And I'm like, no, thank you. Or do I not risk it, and then I have a carry-on for 6 days going to another country, which isn't impossible. I've done that before and I can do that again, but it's not ideal. And if I get there and they're like, oh, where's your checked baggage? And I'm like, I had checked baggage? I'm going to be really mad at myself. And in a normal circumstance where I'm parking at the airport, I didn't have checked baggage, I just go put it back in my car. But in this case, I'm parking like at a lot, like kind of far away, so I couldn't just go back and put my luggage in it. So what is a girl to do? One would think, oh, call the airlines. I tried that. I literally feel like I'm going crazy. But I don't know how to remedy the situation, so I'm just ignoring it, which is a valid way of handling things, I think. And ironically, I just got an email from them asking me how my call went. I always feel so bad, though. I can't say, oh, the call went horribly, because I'm worried, like, the customer service representative, whose fault it is not. Like, the person who's getting paid, I don't know how much you get paid, but it cannot be enough to deal with people who are angry about calling an airline. Those people are not the people that I have to blame. I have to blame the large airlines who, like, don't want to accept any risk for telling me, yes, you can or cannot take a bag. Those are the people I'm mad at, not the customer service rep. But I feel like if I fill out the survey and I say, yeah, this shit was awful and nobody helped me, they're going to be like, the wrong person is going to get in trouble for my issues. So I'm just not going to fill that out, I guess. And I'm just going to stew, not even in silence. I'm going to stew talking to y'all, which you guys are a captive audience, because you, in my brain, are sitting there wrapped, just so curious as to where this is going. I actually was listening to Curtis Connor's stand-up special while I did this, and it was really good. It's probably too late for you to watch it now once this is posted. But if you watched it, I thought it was really good. There's a lot of times that I laughed out loud. I'm not one for stand-up comedy. That's not normally my brand of humor. Not that I think there's anything wrong with it. Just, I don't know. I guess I don't really know where to find it. Like, I feel like you have to go in person to stand-up comedy things. I really like the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Is that what it's called? But I don't think that counts. I don't know. I see stand-up sometimes on TikTok. That is where I do see it, and that's where I'm like, yeah, I do like stand-up, you know? But in terms of, like, watching specials, I guess maybe they have them, like, on Netflix and stuff. It's probably my fault. Like, I should just search for them more, but I don't think about it when I'm opening up, like, something to watch. Normally I'm thinking about, like, YouTube or whatever, which is exactly why I remembered to watch Curtis Connors, because he posted about it on YouTube. So shout out to him for that decision. And I paid like the $15 for pay-per-view or whatever, and I really liked it. But he spent a lot of time at the beginning, like the beginning of his set was talking about COVID, which I kind of thought that all the jokes have been made by this point that are gonna be made about COVID. Like, we were all there, we were in the trenches together, we were fighting it. But I thought, had some really good points to it that I did think were still topical even to this day. So it was still worth it. But it got me thinking, right? In terms of COVID, in terms of when we used to fly on airplanes during COVID, I remember I took a flight in like March of 2020, right when everything was starting, and we were like, what is this virus? But there was no protocol. Maybe it was like late February. You know, it was like right at the beginning, and I was sick. I was sick during this flight, and I was sneezing, and I was coughing, and I felt so bad because I felt like patient zero. But that was when we just like went on flight sick because we didn't know any better. Now that would be absolutely my nightmare. Like, can I imagine flying sick? If I were sitting next to somebody who was sick ever, I would literally just jump out of the window of the plane. Like, I couldn't really handle germs before, but post-COVID, my tolerance for germs has subsided dramatically, which is relevant to what I'm about to say. My point is that this is going to be so controversial. This is the most controversial opinion I've ever held. I miss when we wore masks on planes. I hate when somebody next to me is sniffling, is coughing, is sneezing. I hate when they breathe in my direction. I liked the masks. I liked the anonymity of the masks. I liked when they cleaned planes so heavily because otherwise they couldn't get anybody to board them. I liked that stuff. I want it back. And I know, like, I could wear a mask tomorrow, and I might. I'm debating it because I don't really want to get sick right now. I have horrible seasonal allergies. They are brutal. And now it's not even like your typical time for allergies. Like, it's really a springtime thing for most people, I think. But for me, it is both. It's whenever the seasons change, and maybe like somebody who knows nature could explain it, because there's not like pollen, but it makes me so sneezy to be outdoors, to be indoors, to be alive. And it's not like a cold, because I don't have like typical cold syndromes. It's literally allergies that make me want to die. And I've never found a good cure for it except for Benadryl, and Benadryl is just not great to take every day, especially if you have to sleep less than like 16 hours. Like, if you're only going to get 8 hours of sleep, Benadryl's going to knock you out for the entire day. So it's not necessarily a great solution to my problems, but it is the best solution. I'm so tempted to just I shouldn't. I was going to say I'm so tempted to take one now because my allergies are acting up so bad. But can you imagine if I took a Benadryl now and I got no packing done and I had to wake up for my flight tomorrow and I had nothing done? I can imagine that because it's not so far-fetched from like what I would normally do. But like, okay, I kind of get it. Like, I'm pretty tempted, but I cannot. You guys have to hold me accountable for this. And yes, I do expect you guys to be able to do that somehow. I don't know, go follow me on my book Instagram and DM me there if you are so inclined. Just like follow me there in general. I have like 95 followers, so it's a very cozy space. It's like when you were in elementary school and they're like, we have small classroom sizes, or at college, I guess, wherever. That's always beneficial. We have small classroom sizes and whatever, so the teacher can pay attention to everybody. That's how I feel. I have a small Instagram space, so I can pay attention to all of my friends and followers and people that I follow and take recommendations and give recommendations. It's a cool time. I really enjoy the closeness of small bookstagram. It's cute and quaint, and I love it there, and so accepting. Everybody is so nice. I really transitioned from the makeup community where people are not nearly as nice. Okay, actually this video is coming to an end, so I can get into that later if you want. I have so many more things that I want to say. I have so much more to offer. So let me know if you want any more. The whole reason I'm making another speed bullet journaling or whatever is because I do have to record so much before I leave so that I can like post it on a schedule. So we will get back to more regularly scheduled fun content. I really want to record with my sister and like do a lot of really fun stuff with her, and I have a lot of cool stuff in my opinion planned with her. So get ready for that because we are such a fun duo. I'm sure every sister duo says that, but in our case, it is actually the truth. So I will see y'all there for that. But thank you guys so much for watching and listening to my rambles. Y'all are the best. Please like the video if you liked it and subscribe if you want to see more. And I'll catch y'all in the next one. Bye.